All right, what are the top 10 features of Course Creator 360? After selling over $25 million in online courses, I have used every software you are seeing here, and you are watching this video trying to decide yourself if CC360 is the right choice for an all-in-one platform to create, market, and sell your online course or coaching program. And because our software does a lot, I have thousands of you just wanting one master video that breaks down the most important features and how they stack up to competitor softwares like Kajabi, School.com, Go High Level, Standstore, Teachable, Thinkific, and many more. This is that video, and I'll be giving you the top 10 features from the most importance to the least importance, showing exactly what you can expect as a subscriber to CC360. I hold nothing back, and if you want to skip around to the features most important to you, timestamps are below. Lastly, before I start spewing features out of my mouth of everything that our software does, a quick reminder, features are just tools. It's a toolbox. They're hammers, they're drills. Features do not make you successful by themselves. We have more tools and more capability than any other software on planet Earth. However, the toolbox or the features are only about 1/3 of what you actually need to succeed as an online business. The full 360 degrees is the education, the support, the coaching, the templates that are on top of the toolboxes. But because features are important and they're 1/3 of the battle, and also why you're here on this video, let's start with the top 10 features, starting with feature number 1 inside of Course Creator 360, which is course hosting and building. With course hosting and building, there are a number of different features here. Let me just quick fire them for you, and then I'll dive into the software and show you what they look like. In our course builder and course creator, you can lock content for upsells, schedule or drip release courses, gate your content or make it mandatory for people to complete certain milestones before it unlocks, quizzes, certifications, comments on courses, subtitles and captions on all your videos, unlimited video storage, multimedia support like PDFs, MP3s, PNGs, CSVs, etc., full student analytics and reports, a mobile app to give to your students to view on the go, customizable course themes and layouts, and on all those features, there are no caps, no feature limitations, and no usage fees. All right, coming into Course Creator 360, this is where all the magic happens. First, you've got what's called a client's portal. Your client portal on the viewing end from the student's perspective looks like this. This portal is housing all of your course content. You can see the locked content here that makes it easy to upsell or downsell to other products. I can then switch over to my community, which I'll talk about in feature number 2. And you've also got the affiliate manager where your students can promote your course or program to their friends, family, and peers and track all their clicks, their leads, their sales, etc. So that is what's called your client portal. We give you full customizability to customize this portal. This is the login screen that your students go to actually get access to the portal as a whole. You can flip on and off whatever feature you want. Let's say you don't want people to see the contracts and the estimates you give them. That's fine too. Flip those all off or on according to your liking. And then of course, all the email settings are fully customizable. Inside of your courses and your communities, you can email people based on anything that you're seeing here. You get to fully customize the email builder to give people access to the course, to notify them when a comment is live, a new course that you just published, and so much more. You get to customize what notifications your students get access to. All right, next we've got the actual course builder itself. You can see in my course, I've got a whole bunch of course contents and modules that I created here. Each of these are different products. Within that product itself, you've got your curriculums. And just like any other curriculum builder, you've got categories. I can also add a subcategory. You can add quizzes or assessments. You can add certificates. And then of course, lessons. The lessons are what make up the actual course itself. Clicking into just one of these, this is where you upload the video content itself. We allow for unlimited course videos and lessons. There are no caps there. Each video needs to be under 4 GB. That's pretty much standard across any software out there, and it is more than enough. You can download the video directly from the course builder itself. If you want to add closed captions and subtitles to all your videos, you just drag the SRT, select language, and you're good to go. And then of course, depending on the course theme you choose, sometimes you want to add a thumbnail. We make it very easy for you to choose this frame as your thumbnail, or you can custom upload a thumbnail yourself. Again, just coming into what it looks like from a student's perspective, this is just one of our course themes. We do have multiple themes you can choose from, but you can see on the left here, these thumbnails are important. You have full customizability over those. Underneath the content here, you can attach files. This is where the multimedia support comes into play. You can add JPEGs, PNGs, CSVs, really just any and all supplementing material that you want your students to download. You upload right here, and then from the student's perspective, all those files are right here. They just simply click on it and it automatically downloads. Below the video itself, you can add any amount of text that you want. You can also add custom code. As you can see here, I can just add this in. You can custom CSS or HTML, whatever you want, if that's your thing. And then with every single category, lesson, etc., you can actually lock this content. So if I want to lock, for example, the infrastructure section here, and you can say, hey, I only want this whole thing to unlock once somebody has finished the last video in the previous section. So you can lock course content based on completion rates. You can also lock and unlock course content based on gamification, which we'll get to in feature number 2. And you can also drip your course content. If you want it to drip over the course of many weeks or months, just click on drip here, drip on a specific date, or drip over a certain timeline every couple of days. We of course allow for quizzes and assignments. So if you come into add assessment here, you can give people either an assignment or a quiz. This is what the quiz builder looks like. You set a certain passing grade that somebody has to pass by to pass it, a thumbnail. Then you come in and add your questions. You got single choice and multiple choice. You ask your question, you give your possible options, select which answer is the right one, click save, and you've got yourself your very first quiz. Then of course, on the back ends, what about tracking student progress, their results on those quizzes, how much of the course content they viewed, and so much more. Come into course progress here, click on your specific course that you want to look into. You can see the customer email, how much progress they've made, when they last logged in, how many times they've logged in. You can look at all of their assessments and quizzes they've taken. If they failed or passed them, you can see exactly how many courses and materials that all of your students have access to at any one point. And then every single one of the courses that you make can be customized. We have a full theme customizer. We release new themes every single year. When you click on customize here, you have the ability to change the header sections, the hero sections, the lesson progress, the names, the logos, the colors of everything here to make it customized to you and your brand. These are some of the most popular themes that we give you access to, and of course, many more coming. You've got comment management, so every single one of your courses, people can comment on, or you can flip comments off. You can notify people once those comments go live, etc. But you do have full customizability of whether you even want to enable comments or not. You can sort these comments by which course you're referring to and see every single comment live on those videos. The course portal that your students log into, we call it the client portal, is fully customizable. You get to put your own domain in there. You're not using our domain like other softwares like Kajabi do. It is completely yours. It's branded to you. And then of course, you've got certificates for courses. This doesn't apply to everybody, but many of you guys have certification programs. We have a drag and drop certificate builder. You can customize this to look exactly how you want, uploading images, badges, headers, text, a signature, and so much more. And then you can see every certificate that you've issued to your students up to this point. And then the last but certainly not least feature on the course building side of things is our very own mobile app experience. We have two options here for the app settings. You can either use our default app called Go Collab. This is an app in the App Store anybody can download on Android and Apple. Or if you want to put your own app in the App Store that has your app, your brand name, and your logos on it, you can white label that app at a separate subscription cost. We don't make money on that subscription. That is just what Apple and Android charge us to be able to put your app in the App Store. This does come at a $59 per month subscription cost at the time of recording this video. You're going to give us all of your branding, all of your logos, and all the information we need to get your app approved. It then goes in the App Store, and then all your students get this desktop version, but on their mobile phone, where they can get access to their courses, the community that you have, the affiliate portal, their contracts, their subscription management, and everything else. Alrighty, that is feature number 1. Arguably the most important one as course creators is the ability to actually create and build your online courses and all the moving parts that go along with it. Throughout all these features, if you have any questions at all and you want to go deeper into one of these features and just really see what's available, what's possible, I can't cover everything under the sun in this video. You can always click below this video to book a demo call with my team. That's why we have them. We can take 15 minutes, we can take 45 minutes, whatever you need to just get a walkthrough of the software and decide if it's the right fit for you. Book it below. We'd be happy to walk you through it. All right, so that is feature number 1, course hosting and building. This replaces softwares like Kajabi, Teachable, Thinkific, Podia, LearnDash, and Kartra, all of which have an average price of about $149 per month when you take all the average plans of those softwares. But moving into feature number 2, we have community building and gamification. First, the quick fire features of what's included in this specific feature. We've got private and public channels, leaderboards, badges, private messaging or DMing, gamification and membership levels, rewards for hitting certain levels, calendar and coaching calls, right? A live calendar showing when people will hop on calls, etc. Seamless integration with your course content, and finally, automated gamification triggers. Let's dive into CC360 and let me show you exactly how it looks. So communities go hand in hand with the courses that you make. But here's where you create a group. You are going to give your group a name, a URL, a description. If you want to be discovered on our platform that actually allows for all the public groups inside of our platform to be discovered, you can choose that to be on or off. And of course, your branding, your favicon, your cover image, your logos. Once you create your group here, this is what a finished and active community actually looks like in our software. This is our community. You actually get access to this as a result of joining Course Creator 360 as well. But as you can tell, for those of you familiar, this looks almost identical to the aesthetic and the design of School.com, which is one of the more popular community platforms out there, but it also takes a lot of inspiration from Circle and from Slack, Discord, Mighty Networks, and other platforms as well. It kind of takes the best of all those, puts it into one. If you come into settings here on the bottom right, you've got even more things you can change here. You can make this entire community public or private. If you have multiple groups, right, this little switcher here on the bottom allows you to switch between multiple communities. If you want to separate them out, maybe you've got a higher ticket mastermind, a different group that you want to be exclusive or private, you have that flexibility. You can make this a free community. You can make it a subscription community. community. You can change all your branding here. You can choose your themes, change the colors. You can make so that people have to answer questions to join the community. Here, you're going to add your gamification and your levels. This is where the leaderboard comes into play. You can rename all the names of these levels here, make it fun and creative. And then, of course, the rewards that come with hitting certain levels. These can be real, actual physical rewards like mugs and hats and merch. It can be digital rewards like hopping on a free coaching call with you or a free download, whatever it is. You then got links that you can add. These are promotional links that you can add for upsells inside the community itself. You can see if you want to push people to apply for programs or to get access to certain things. You can put all those links right here at a glance super quickly. You can see all the reported content in here that you want to take down or keep. You can also take your entire school community off of school, put it into our platform. You can migrate all your students, all the community posts, everything to our platform. Okay, then within the actual community itself, you can make these private and public channels here. You can make read-only channels. If you want to have these channels here, for example, that you release things to and you don't want people to comments or to make posts in, you can do that. You can pin all your posts here. Coming in here to the leaderboard, this is where all the points for gamification are added. By default, just like school.com, people are going to accrue points based on getting likes on their comments and on their posts inside the community. However, inside of our automations, you can give people points for whatever you want. So let's say they become an affiliate for your course. They could get 10 points for that. Or let's say they finish the first course module. They get 5 points for that. Or let's say they leave you a video testimonial or a Trustpilot review. They get 20 points for that. You can decide all those things, and on the back end of automations, which I'll get to in feature number 5, is entirely possible. You've got a chat feature here on the top right that allows you to send direct messages to any of your students. You've got this notification here that allows you to see all the comments and things that you've mentioned in. You've got an event calendar. This allows me to actually put all my coaching calls. These are the coaching calls that are included in your subscription with the software. I then have a higher ticket program where I give my students more hands-on help. And in that community, as you can see, we've got a lot more coaching calls. We've got multiple coaches. We hop on pretty much 3 times a week. And that again is separated by the tier of subscription that people are on, and you can do the same thing. You can see all of your members joining here, all the admins that are in the community, everybody waiting to get approved. You can invite new members right here by just copying your link. And then of course, there's a seamless integration with the course content. People are always going to bounce between the community and the course. There are 2 ways to do that. Just click on the learning tab here and boom, they've got all their course contents. You can make some course contents only accessible to a specific community or even a specific channel if you want as well. But likewise, if they click on these 9 dots here, they can just switch over to courses, and there you have it. All of their course material is right here. I can bounce back. Let's go back to communities. That is the beauty of the client portal experience. Everything's all in one spot. And that, folks, is feature number 2, community and gamification. This replaces softwares like school.com, Circle, Mighty Networks, Kajabi, Experientify, and many more, with the average price of all those communities hovering right around $100 a month. Okay, moving on to feature number 3, we have funnels, websites, and just overall page building features. So what is this? Yes, our software is in fact a drag and drop page builder. This includes proven customizable templates that we have used after selling $25 million in online courses. This is both desktop and mobile responsive. This allows for A/B testing on all of your pages. You get unlimited domains. We do not cap that like Kajabi or ClickFunnels do, where you have to buy a whole nother subscription. You have hundreds of automation triggers that you can fire within funnels. You have dozens of payment gateway integrations, including Stripe, PayPal, Authorize.net, and many more. You have full analytics and reporting and SEO optimization across all funnels, websites, and pages. But let's dive in. Let me show you. So here is the funnel, website, and page building experience. We've got funnels and websites here on the top. The page building experience is identical for both of these. There's just a slight difference. Websites are kind of your main home page. Funnels are more so used as a controlled chronological step-by-step process used for marketing. In either instance, let's go ahead and create a funnel here. You can start from scratch. You can use our funnel AI. You can use our funnel templates. These are thousands of more generic templates. There's kind of a spectrum of templates. These are generic in nature. They're just kind of good designs to start from to get an idea for. We, however, here at CC360 give you guys proven templates. If you come in here to our CC360 template hub, we are constantly adding new packs and new funnel templates and website templates on a monthly or quarterly basis. If we have not used it in the real world, if we have not found success with lead gen funnels, automation funnels, websites, email templates, and much, much more, we do not put it in here. We just give you the best of the best stuff. You can download that, put it in your account, and it's all free. We do not charge extra for this like almost any other platform does. And to be quite frank with you, we probably could and should charge for this, but I care more about getting you results than I do about squeezing the lemon dry and making as much money as possible from you. But coming in here to a funnel, let's say I want to make a funnel from scratch. I'll show you my webinar funnel as an example. You've got here all your steps for pages that you make. You can reorder these steps however you'd like. You've got the statistics of this funnel here that you can go back to all these dates here. You can see all the page views, the opt-ins, the conversions, the sales, how much money you've made from it. Inside of settings, this is where you're going to add all of your back-end code. If you want to add tracking scripts, things like Facebook pixels, any type of code you want to put for headers and body that will go across the entire funnel, go here. This is again where you can add any of your domains. You get unlimited domains. We do not cap you on those. You can connect 500 domains if you want to, and you can just pick and choose from which domain you want to use. This is also super helpful because you can use this for 10 businesses if you wanted to, all in the same accounts. You can flip on a chat widget on the bottom right of your page right here. That chat widget looks like this on the right. You can ask a certain question, and that message is going to pop up inside of your conversation tab inside of CAC 360, which I'll get to in feature number 4 in a minute here. You can also A/B test. If I want to start a split test and see which version of a landing page is going to get more leads or more sales, etc., I simply just create a variation here from a template or from scratch. I can duplicate this and just make a change to the headline or the button color, whatever I want to. That test will run for however long you choose, and then you pick a winner, and then it sends all the traffic to the winner. Super powerful feature there. Let's come into the actual page building experience now. When you click on edit, this is the page builder here. This operates just like any other drag and drop page builder you're going to find on things like Wix.com, Webflow, Squarespace, ClickFunnels, and many more. They're all going to have their little different nuances and design changes, but this is extremely easy to make pages with. You've got your headlines or subheadlines. You drag, you drop, you come into the text here. You can change the colors of this text really easily. On the right-hand side here, you change the size of things, you change the colors, you can change the margin, the padding of everything. You can add animations. You can animate any of your images here, your text, and other elements you put on your page. You can add box shadows, text shadows, and then of course you can optimize this for mobile as well. Mobile and desktop operate entirely differently, but this is in fact mobile optimized. We make it very easy for you to make changes on both views. Both are very important. You've got buttons here. You've got things like image sliders, videos, images, frequently asked questions, photo galleries, custom code for CSS, JavaScript, and much more. You can drop your calendar right in here, which we'll get to in feature number 6. But once you make a calendar, you just select it here and you can drop that directly on here. Calendars look super awesome. You can add countdown timers and fully customize those colors, the sizes, etc., and make these pages actually turn off or redirect to another page once they expire, right? These are all called elements. These are the things in orange right here. Then of course you've got sections, right? So if I come in here and I add a section as a whole, you've got full width, wide, medium, small. I'm going to drag and drop a full width section. Within that section, you then have rows. Rows can be split into multiple columns. You can have 1 column, you can have 6 columns. Let's click on 3 as an example. You can resize these columns however you want. And then of course, within those columns, you add any of these elements I just talked about previously. A couple awesome little sneaky features you can add here as well is we actually allow you to save templates as a whole. So let's say that you frequently use the same section template over and over again, like this one here. I can save this as a template. I can name it something, and I can save this as a template to use in any other funnel or page or website that I create moving forward. Or I can also add it as a global section, which this allows me to put this section template on other funnels or other pages. And if I make one change on this page, it will make the change across all the other pages as well, saving you a ton of time. For you more advanced page builders, you've got page layers. Some of you like this view a little bit more to kind of see exactly what the layers are. You can scroll through and see every single element on your page. You can see all the pages in the funnel and just bounce between them right here. Now I'm editing the next page. You've got the tracking code for this one specific page itself, so you can get granular there if you want to. You can add custom CSS to a page. You can change the typography across the entire page right here. You can add a pop-up, right? This pop-up when someone goes to exit your page or after they click on a button. And then of course you've got SEO metadata here. If you want to canonize your page and you want it to be searchable by Google, Yahoo, Outlook, all the biggest search engine platforms out there, you add your contents, your keywords, your social images, your links, your language. You can also choose to not have this be stored or canonized out on the interwebs. That's an option too. And of course, when it comes to funnels, you can't talk about funnels without mentioning upsells, downsells, order bumps, and more. Here is an example of a checkout page. We actually ran multi-6 figures through this one funnel right here, a low ticket offer. You've got an order bump that you can add to your order. Looks like this. You can make some customizations, some color changes here. Doesn't have to look just like this. This is just an example of kind of what it looks like. After somebody buys and purchases, you can actually add what's called a one-click upsell as well. Check it out. If you scroll down on this page, this is the button they can click after they've made the first purchase, and they don't have to re-enter all their card information in, which is huge for conversion rates. You can see here on the right-hand side, this is a one-click up or down sell products. You attach the product that you want to charge their card if they click on that button, making it a very seamless process to just click, they buy, they charge their card, and they get the automated follow-up emails that will give them access to their course material, the community bots, and whatever else you're offering in this upsell. Let's say they don't take the upsell, they go to another page. Again, this is a one-click downsell button here with a different product attached to it. A ton of flexibility for upsells, downsells, and order bumps, which by the way happens to be one of my biggest beefs with platforms like Kajabi. They are so over restrictive with what you can do and customize. You can't even really make these one-click upsell funnels, and if they do allow it, it has to fit within this one single template. You have no ability to customize things the way that you want to. That's a big problem for me as a marketer. If Kajabi's psychology and designs don't work, you're kind of at their mercy and you're locked into using this one specific design, which oftentimes doesn't work the way that I want it to. When it comes to checkout pages and payment processors, we'll talk more about this in feature number 7 when I talk about all the payment integrations and processors that we have here at Course Creator 360. You've got a lot of options, and then inside of automations, you can use any checkout page that's on here, all these upsell actions that are taking. Any action somebody takes inside of a funnel, you can automate inside of our automations, which I'll talk talk about in feature number 5. But lastly here on the funnels and pages and websites feature theme, we've got analytics and reporting. It's extremely important to have this omnipresence look and view of your business, how it's doing, your opt-ins, your sales, your conversion rates, etc. You can fully customize all your widgets here on this dashboard. You can come in here and add whatever widgets you want to. There are literally dozens of different metrics that you can track. Not all these metrics are going to matter the same to everybody. You can track visitor data, email data, appointments that were scheduled, how many phone calls you made, how many text messages you sent, how many emails you're sending, your conversion rates, how many sales you're making, your email list growth counts, your unsubscribes. If you can think it, you can probably track it here. And if you can't, you can also custom embed things from other platforms if you want to. If you've got some other third-party data source that you want to embed here, you can do that as well. And folks, that is it for feature number 3, page building, funnel building, and website building. This replaces softwares like Wix, Squarespace, Webflow. That's kind of in the website category. Then you've got funnels like ClickFunnels. You've got Samcart, you've got Systeme.io, and many other page building or funnel building softwares. If you look at all those softwares and kind of take an average, that will come out to about $200 a month just for a funnel building software. But moving on to feature number 4, we have the CRM, also stands for Customer Relationship Management, which is essentially your contacts, your email sending, and your text message sending. So quick fire features included in this one feature. We've got text message sending, we've got email sending, email blasts, automated email sequences and drip campaigns, segmenting your email lists and your contacts, lead scoring, advanced analytics to track opens, clicks, replies, unsubs, spam. We have a very own drag and drop email builder. You've got countdown timers you can put on your emails. You've got dynamic personalization to call people by their first name, their last name. You can import and export CSVs into our CRM or out of our CRM. And then lastly, we've got an all-in-one messaging platform where you can see your text messages, your Instagram DMs, your Facebook DMs, phone calls, the chat widgets, WhatsApp, and many more. Okay, diving in here, here is the CRM. Starting with the most obvious things here, this is where you're going to store every piece of information about your leads and your customers. All of their names, their emails, their phone numbers, their IP addresses, if you collect that, their addresses, and the hundreds of other pieces of information you can gather. There is no limits to what you can collect from your customers. Whatever you grab from a form or a survey from your customers is going to get stored here automatically for you. You also have all of your tags. This is where the email segmenting becomes very important. We consistently sell over $500,000 on just Black Friday alone. You can't do that if you don't segment your emails properly. To do that, we have lead scoring. This is where you can give points to people's engagement scores to see how engaged they are as an email, right? Not all your emails, not all your contacts are created equally. Here is where you can add or subtract points based on actions people take. If somebody opens an email, we by default give them 1 point. If they click on an email, we give them 2 points. If they book an appointment with us, we give them 4 points. If they mark us as spam, we're going to subtract 4 points and then never email them again. You get the idea. Those engagement scores can then be viewed inside of the CRM here. You can see all of your most engaged contacts here. These are the people you're going to be emailing the most. They're the ones who have the most interest in your stuff. This is extremely important to be a really good email marketer. And any and all pieces of information you gather about your leads here, I've got a whole bunch of columns you can see here. You can flip these on and off. If I want to see the country they came from, for example, I can sort that as a category if you want to see it. If I want to segment my email list and I want to send to a specific set of people, that is almost always done through tags. Let's say, for example, I want to just send an email to everyone who's bought my course from me. I've got 4,200 people here. And let's say I want to narrow that down even further. They have to have bought from me, and I also want them to have an engagement score that is more than 0, for example. That brings it down to just this many people. There is a ton of customizability you have with tags, with information. You get to segment your list exactly how you want it. You can then save those lists as presets. We call those smart lists. You can see I've got a whole bunch of presets here of people who've bought certain things from me, certain leads, people who've downloaded certain lead magnets from me. Whatever presets that you want to have, you can make those here. And then you can bounce between those smart lists. If I want to send an email to all of my paying members, I click on all of my contacts here. I click on send email, and I can either type up a manual, just written HTML email, or I can grab an email template that I've made inside of our email builder, which brings us to the email marketing and email drag and drop building feature. On top of the email templates that we give you, we are very effective email marketers. We give you the best of the best email templates to follow, the right frameworks, the right structures to follow. So you can choose to use what we've already proven to work, or you can make it from scratch. Either works. The drag and drop builder is extremely easy to make. If you want your emails to be prettier than mine are, you can add an image up at the top, and you can come in here and add your logo. You can grab an image. If I want to share a thumbnail, let's say, there's my thumbnail. I can make that thumbnail clickable to go to a YouTube video. Obviously, you've got text, you've got logos, you've got some custom code you can put in there as well. You've got these buttons right here. You can change the colors, the size of those buttons, where they link to. You've got some frequently asked questions that you can change here. And then one of my favorite features is the countdown timers. Previously, you had to buy different softwares to even add countdown timers. You can now add these natively in our software. This, again, is super important for running flash sales like on Black Friday. You have to give urgency. When does this deal end? And you've got a beautiful beautiful timer there front and center always. Very easy drag and drop builder. Again, you can view this on both mobile and desktop, see what the email is going to look like right there. Once you've built your templates, they're all going to be saved here in these folders. And then coming back here to my contacts, if I want to send an email, all you got to do is just type up whatever the name was of that template. You click on that and you can see a preview of what the email looks like. It looks good. And you can send the emails all at once. You can send it at a scheduled time, or you can drip it across a couple of hours or minutes. That is one of the easiest ways to do an email blast. But you can also create what are called email campaigns. This is just another way to send emails from our platform. There's really like 3 or 4 ways you can send emails. Everyone's got different preferences, but they all pretty much operate the same. One of my favorite features here in the email campaigns feature is you can actually run A/B tests on your emails. I love testing my emails to see which ones perform better from the subject lines or from the copy itself. You can choose whether you want to test the email subject or the email contents, how many variations you have. Let's say you've got 4. You can distribute those evenly. You can choose how much of a test size that you want to test across all those variants. And if you want the email to win based off of an open rate or click rate, etc. In the back end of emails, you have full visibility into the analytics and stats of those emails. If you click on statistics here, you can see how many were delivered, the open rate of those emails. You can see I average a 60% open rate on my emails. It's very good. We teach you how to get those same exact results when you follow all of our teachings. You can see your click rates, reply rates, bounce rates, if you got any complaints or spam complaints, and more. On top of all that visibility, we take email stats in your deliverability so seriously that number one, we actually make it mandatory that you hop on an onboarding call where we set up all the DNS optimization necessary to ensure that your emails are going to primary inbox and not the spam folder. There is a lot of setup that you have to do. Most softwares make you do it alone. We just do it for you on a call that you do with us when you join the software. But we also give you this email stats dashboard right here. This allows you to see the stats across your entire account as a whole. You can see if you're in the green or the red for bounce, for complaints, for open rates, to see what the industry standards are and how to stay safe there. We also give you this amazing copy grader. This is one of my favorite features where you can come in here and actually copy and paste your copy for an email. And then you click assess right here. It's going to give you a score of what your email looks like. It's going to give you all the words that are going to be triggered by platforms like Gmail and Yahoo and Outlook, what they look for when they choose to put an email in the spam or promo folders. By changing some of these words and grabbing different suggestions, you're going to improve the overall deliverability of your emails. Okay, of course, if you're migrating off of another platform like MailChimp or ActiveCampaign, wherever your emails and your contact lists were, you can export the CSV from that platform, and you can import the CSV here by importing all of your contacts. You can add all your tags to them, etc. You can also export these off of our platform if you want to upload that to, let's say, Facebook ads, or you have to use your email list. Of course, you can export those at any time. And then the last amazing feature here inside of the CRM, the email, and the text message sending capabilities is our all-in-one messaging platform. This is one of the most powerful features of our software, where it combines every form and mode of communication that your customers can contact you through into one place. Every email you send, every text message you send, yes, our software can send text messages. It's amazing. They get a 98% open rate on average compared to 30% on average open rates on email. Highly recommend that you use it. But we also integrate directly with WhatsApp, as well as Instagram DMs and Facebook DMs. Essentially every single message that's coming through your platform here. You can see this person right here. I've been texting them back and forth. I can go back to all of our conversations. I can see every single email I've sent. This green one's a WhatsApp message. If I had their Instagram and Facebook as well, that would pop up as an option like it is for this person, and I can write her an Instagram DM right there or Facebook DM. Most of my messages here are automated or being handled by our AI systems. Our AI sets our appointments for us. It gets back to customer service questions for us. This is how we're able to scale our business without damaging the reputation of your business, which many are doing right now using crappy AI tools that just sound robotic and then ruin customer relationships. But this all-in-one conversation platform makes all the difference in the world. You can see every single appointment they booked with me, any tasks, any notes that we've taken on this person, and everything else all in one place. So that is it for feature number 4, the CRM, the email sending, the text message sending, the all-in-one messaging platform. This replaces softwares like ActiveCampaign, Salesforce, HubSpot, MailChimp, Twilio for text message sending, and much more. CRMs tend to be on the more expensive side. Some of them cost thousands of dollars a month if you get really scale heavy, and most of those platforms will charge you on a usage base. So you get charged for how many contacts you store like MailChimp does, or you get charged for how many emails you send out. So the average cost, being very conservative, is about $200 a month, and that's on the lower ends. We were actually paying $1,300 a month for our MailChimp subscription. Now we send millions of emails per month, and we actually get better open rates, better deliverability rates across the board. It's an absolute no-brainer. All right, moving on to feature number 5. we have automations. Automations are essential for your business if you want to scale and not have to manually be doing things all day long like a human robots. These include features like Instagram comment and DM automations, text message and email automations, contact tagging and segmenting, adding and removing course access, adding and removing community access, gamification and point adding, video watch time tracking for webinars, VSLs, and more, Facebook ad conversion APIs, custom APIs, if-then logic, time delays in scheduling, and really any and all user behavior triggers. There's a ton to get into. Let's dive into it. Automations are on the left-hand side here. I have hundreds of automations in my business. I'm a more complex business than maybe yours is. When you're first starting out, you're only going to have 5 to 10 different core automations. You don't have to be complicated here if you don't want to. For some of you, automations are going to go right over your head. It's like way too much. This is way confusing. I'm so overwhelmed. You don't have to be overwhelmed if you don't want to be. But for those of you who do like this functionality, you can do just about anything with automations. We make automations by what are called workflows. You create a workflow here. We'll start from scratch. Automations always start with a trigger. As you can see here on the right-hand side, we have a lot of triggers. There are dozens of triggers that you can add. This is what starts an automation, whether it's someone who submitted a form or a survey, which is one of the most commonly used triggers, or maybe it's when they open or click on an email. This can be when somebody comments on one of your Facebook or Instagram posts, when they DM you on Facebook or Instagram. This can be when somebody starts a category in your course, or when they finish a lesson, when they start a lesson. This can be when they log into your course. This can be when they've completed a payment or bought your course. There are a ton of triggers and actions that you can do here inside of workflows, so much so that we've actually made a 90-minute bootcamp inside of the software. This teaches you how to use everything start to finish in just 14 steps or 90 minutes total. This is like the bare minimum just to get things launched and actually ready to sell courses. And then below that, we give you a ton of more in-depth contents. One of the biggest ones being automations. We talk about all the best things to use, some really cool use cases that you can play around with, and more. But once you've selected your trigger here, that's what starts an automation. This is where you've now got actions. This is where we do anything and everything you want. You can add a contact tag. You can send an email. You can send a text message. You can leave a voicemail to people. You can send an Instagram DM, a Facebook DM. You can reply to somebody on your post on Instagram. You can send a WhatsApp message. You can create if-else logic. This if-then logic is extremely useful. I use this all the time. This is just one example of a very complex automation. You can see how you can get very, very detailed and in the weeds with automations here, making literally whatever you want. You can see all this if-then logic. Did they have a tag? Did they buy? Did they opt out? Did they have the unsubscribe tag on them? You've got hundreds of different actions you can take here to fully customize your user experiences. Of course, you've got basic things like wait steps, right? When, for example, I send email nurture sequences, right? I want to drip my emails across certain amounts of days. Here's an active nurture sequence we have going right now from our Facebook ads that we're running. After somebody opts in, I want to send them this email, and then I wait 2 days. You can see everybody waiting in that 2-day step. I can see every single person in here that's waiting to get the next email. They get that email, they wait 3 days, get that email, etc. This is a basic function of a drip campaign or an email nurture sequence. I've even got an entire folder just for gamification workflows, right? So these leaderboard points, when you want to give your students points for achieving certain things, let's say that somebody filled out a form to become an affiliate for my program. I would like to reward them and say, guess what? I'm giving you 20 points for doing that. And that's going to reflect here in their leaderboard right here. Let's say they finished a category, an entire course module. Awesome. Congratulations. Here's 10 points for doing that. And that allows you to gamify the overall experience. It pushes people to get real life rewards, all the rewards here on the left, to encourage people to actually adopt your course in your program, right? They're not just going to go through and get 4% completion rates. They're never going to touch anything. Gamification is one of the best ways to do that. And automations right here help you to add points for whatever you want. If you can think it, you can give a point for it. You've got things like Facebook ads, conversion APIs, or adding to custom audiences. Very important for ad tracking. Folks, the possibilities are quite literally endless, and that is exactly why we offer a demo call to our software. If you're just not quite sure if you have a very specific use case for automations or something else up to this point, book a demo, right? Just hop on a call with us. We'll spend 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, whatever you need to just go click by click. Hey, show me how this works. We'd be happy to do that on a demo call and show you what the software is capable of, or you can just join a free trial, right? Join yourself. It's 30 days free for a reason. Just join yourself, play around. You can see everything in there. Go through our bootcamp and our education material, hop on our onboarding call, experience our 24/7 chat supports. Just try it out yourself. But that is it for feature number 5. Hopefully that gives you a good picture of what automations are capable of in our software. All of those automation features replace softwares like ManyChats for Instagram and Facebook DMs, Zapier and Make.com, which almost everybody has to buy when they're software stacking and connecting softwares like School.com to a CRM like MailChimp. You have to use Zapier to string all that together. It's expensive and it's very messy and very complex. Part of the reason I don't like School.com. We also replace softwares like Hootsuite, which is actually the social media posting mechanism, which I almost forgot to talk about. This is our social planner. Planner. You can connect all of your socials, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, your internal CC360 community. You can also connect your LinkedIn, your Pinterest, and your Google My Business. And there's a lot more platforms like X or Twitter coming as well. But as you can see, you come in your new post, you make a post, you select the platform you want to post to. Let's say Instagram, for example. You write your caption here. You can post it as a feed, a reel, a story. You upload your content here. There's the contents. And you come in here to post. You're going to schedule that. And this is extremely important, especially when you have a team of people. I don't want to give everyone access to my YouTube, my Instagram, my TikTok. It causes some issue with the algorithms. They just come into here. They schedule all my content for me. I can reject or approve the post if I want them to make some changes on it. Once I do approve it, it then goes through the schedule. This one, for example, is going live tomorrow. So that's it for feature number 5, automations. Let's now move into feature number 6. We have calendar and appointments booking. Inside of calendar and appointment booking, we have real-time availability that is synced to your personal calendars. That can be Google, Outlook, or iCloud. Automated email and SMS reminders. This drastically improves your show-up rates. You've got customizable booking pages, customizable booking rules, group bookings, in-person bookings, recurring event bookings, round-robin bookings, limited seat bookings, and then of course, payment integrations if you want to accept payments for, let's say, a coaching call. Let's dive in. Let me show you calendars. So this is calendars. Here's what my team's calendar looks like. I've got a sales team. You can add unlimited admins and unlimited users. If you've got a sales team of 30 people or 100 people, doesn't matter how many you have, you can add them all in here and you can see all of their appointments together in one place. And each individual user is going to connect their own Google Calendar, their own Zoom accounts, their own Google Meet accounts, their Outlook calendar, whatever they choose personally to use, that all integrates and syncs perfectly with our calendars here. Once you make any calendar, this is what the final end user experience looks like. Of course, you can customize a lot of this, the logos, the words and how they all appear here, the colors of all these buttons, that's all fully customizable. But this is a very simple user interface that looks very similar to Calendly.com, which is probably the most popular calendar booking appointment software out there. You come into here, you select the date and time that you want, your time zone on the bottom, which auto-populates according to where that user's IP address is. Super awesome. This form right here, you can actually customize. If you want to use our default form that just asks for their name, email, phone number, etc., you can use that, or you can add unlimited amounts of form queries right here. If you want to ask for more questions or more qualifying questions, that's totally fine. You can add it. Once I schedule that meeting, you can have that either go to a custom landing page of your choosing, or you can use our default page right here, which actually allows people to add it directly to their calendar of choice, which is super awesome. Again, this will improve your show up rates. Now, when it comes to the types of calendars you can create, you've got a lot of options here. You've got personal booking calendars. This is just for like one-on-one stuff that you want to send to people. You've got round robins. This is the most popular calendar setting that we use for our team. It allows you to add, let's say, 10 people to any given calendar, and it can just assign automatically your employees to the customers who booked based on availability or based on priority. You've got class bookings. This allows you to have a limited number of seats. So let's say that you have like a webinar that only has 50 people that can show up. It'll show 50 seats, and then as it gets booked, it's going to bring that number down in real time. You've got collective booking, where multiple employees or hosts can actually meet with one customer. You've got event calendars. So this is like in-person stuff. Maybe you're a hair salon and you want people to actually book an appointment with you in person at your hair salon. And you've got service businesses, right? This is more for like spa appointments, plumbers, things like that. But some of you have use cases for that on top of what you do with courses. Okay, when you go to actually edit your calendars, this is where you have full customizability of the booking rules. There's a lot of back-end customization that you're going to want when it comes to calendars. That's not only just the branding, which is pretty obvious here. Again, you've got every person that's on this calendar. You can see my 2 sales reps here. You can select the priority of who you want to take more precedent over the other person. They're going to attach their custom Zoom links, their Google Meets, Microsoft Teams, or wherever else you want them to hop on the call with. And this is where you get to customize your availability and all the booking rules, right? When are you available? What times during the day? You change that all here. You've got a cool feature here called Look Busy. This allows you to actually limit the number of available slots, so it doesn't look like your calendar is wide open and you've got all the time in the world. You can flip on recurring meetings. If you want someone to actually hop on this same meeting every single week, you can flip that on there. You've got buffer, right? Pre-buffer time and post-buffer time. If you want to have time in between calls, you can add that here. The meeting interval is how long the meeting is, how long the meeting is going to last for, how soon you want to allow people to book an appointments in, 1 hour in advance, etc. And then date range is how far out do you want people to book with you. I keep this generally under 10 days. Maximum bookings per day. Let's say that you want to cap and do no more than 10 calls per day. And then slots per user. Let's say you want to handle 5 people in the same hour slot. You can allow for 5 people to book for the same slots and hop on the same call with you. Like I mentioned, you can edit all the forms here on the calendar itself to add some qualifying questions. You can also choose to accept payments on the calendar. So if you want to charge somebody, let's say $100 for your time, you can just make sure you grab their credit card information and charge them immediately before they can book an appointment with you. And then you've got notifications and additional options. This is where you can send text messages and emails. You've got full customizability flexibility to send out as many reminder emails as you want. This is crucial if you want to have high open rates. This is just the basics for email sending. Inside of automations, which I talked about in the last feature, you can send out WhatsApp messages. You can send out Instagram DMs. You can send out text messages also to remind people for their up and coming appointments. And then of course, you've got some branding customizations here with calendars. So folks, that's the gist of calendar and the booking feature. Of course, there's more I could go into, but this feature is going to replace softwares like Calendly, Acuity, OnceHub, and Honeybook. The average of all those softwares, from what I can find, is about $50 per month. That's just for the booking feature itself. Many of those softwares are going to charge you more to send things like emails, text messages, and other things as well. But moving on to feature number 7, we've got payment processing and reporting. Quick glance at what these features entail. You've got fully customized dashboards. You have multiple payment methods: credit card, debit card, PayPal, Apple Pay, Afterpay, Klarna, and more. You've got recurring billing and subscription management. You've got currency and country supports, one-time payments and payment plans, customizable checkout pages, almost zero restriction there whatsoever, payment reporting and analytics. You've got mobile payments. We have API and customization options. We are actually open to all payment processors. We don't force you to just use Stripe or PayPal. You can use dozens of others, and if you've got a payment processor in mind and they're willing to connect to our software, we can work with them and add it to our software. You get unlimited price points that you can add, unlimited products that you can add. You can add coupon codes and automated tax calculation. Let's dive in. Okay, here under the payments tab, first and foremost, this is where we've got integrations. Again, by default, over the last 10 years, having sold over $30 million across all our businesses, we have used exclusively Stripe and PayPal. That is our recommendation for a lot of reasons. Some of you push back on those reasons. You're more than welcome to. Because you do, we actually allow you to integrate with many other payment processors: Authorize.net, NMI, Square, Numeric, Razorpay, AdminiPay, Coastal Pay, just to name a few. If you've got a payment processor that wants to integrate directly with our software, we can work with them and add it here. We do not bottleneck you into using one, even though we highly recommend using Stripe or PayPal. And we're actually in the process of launching our very own payment processor, which is going to be superior to all of these combined. Get excited for that one. By default, Stripe and PayPal for the last 10 years have always charged 2.9% for their processing fees. That again is universal no matter what platform that you join, no matter what software you join. Almost all of them use Stripe and PayPal, and that is just the cost of doing business, folks. Again, we've been paying it for 10 years and over $30 million through these softwares later. I won't get into all the reasons of why we do it, but it is a no-brainer. It's just the cost of doing business. So aside from the actual payment processor integrations, coming in here to products, this is the price points that you can create for any of your courses, for your coaching programs, for your digital products, anything that you want to sell. This is where you're going to create a price point for it. Again, no caps on this whatsoever. Coming in here to one of my products here called Course Creator Pro, you can add automatic tax calculation on this. If you have a tax for your specific state or your country, you can add that by default to anything people buy from your checkout pages, from your store, etc., which you identify right here in the tax price settings. Then coming into all these price points here, you have a whole bunch of flexibility here. You can, of course, add one-time payments. You can add recurring payments if it's a monthly subscription. You can add an annual subscription, and then you can also do custom. Now, custom allows you to do all sorts of wacky stuff. I've learned over the years of coaching over 4,500 different course creators. Some of you have got all sorts of use case scenarios where you want to charge somebody for 3 months up front that costs $10,000, for example. And then after month 3, you want to put them on a monthly subscription, a retainer of $1,000 a month. That's kind of a complex payments agreement there that you have full customization to make here, and say 3 months up front, $1,000 a month after that. You can also add trial periods right here. So let's say that I wanted to give them the first 3 months before it starts charging on a monthly basis. The interval is going to be every 1 month. You can stop it after a certain number of payments. Let's say you can stop after making 6 payments of $1,000 a month. And then in this case, if I want to charge 3 months up front on a $1,000 per month subscription, well, the setup fee right here is going to be $3,000. So it charges $3,000 today. After the 90-day trial period, that's 3 months later, it's going to charge $1,000 every 1 month, and it's going to stop after the 6th payment. Again, pretty complex there, but many of you have use cases like this. I'm just showing you here, it is in fact completely possible. We've got coupon codes. You can add your code. You can enable that at checkout and choose whether you want people to even add coupon codes or not. You can make it expire on a certain date or by the number of uses. You can have a start date and an end date right here. Limit the total number of times it's used. Limit to 1 use per customer. You can also make sure that you only allow this coupon to be used on certain products, certain courses, certain programs, etc. You can manage and see all of your subscriptions, everybody who's trialing, everyone who's active. And I touched on this briefly, but you've got a fully customizable dashboard here. You can add whatever widgets you want here. You can reorganize these however you'd like to see all your payments, all of your transactions, your subscriptions, your free trials, anything else that you offer. It's customizable here in your dashboard. And then lastly, here inside of reporting features, you've got a lot of analytics. If you come into sites and analytics, of course, you can see all sorts of things across your websites and your funnels. You can choose which funnels and websites you want to go off of, but you can see opt-in conversion rates. You can see the total sales that came from certain websites or funnels. You can see the top client IPs, the top browsers, the top countries people are visiting from, mobile, desktop, and tablets. It's all there, folks. That is it for feature number 7. Let's now move on to feature number 8. We have forms and surveys. With forms and surveys, you've got customizable form fields. You get unlimited number of fields. You can add whatever you want, as many questions as you want. You get conditional logic. These are logic-based forms and surveys. We've got an amazing drag and drop builder, multiple response types, customizable thank you pages and redirects, multi-page forms and surveys, embeddable forms and widgets, and then of course, a lot of data and analytics to look at all of your form and survey submissions. Let's jump in here first, starting with forms. We've got forms and surveys. These act a little bit different. Surveys are more step-by-step. This, for example, is one of the surveys that we have to apply to our coaching program. You can see with a survey, it is just one question at a time in sequence. You give some description here, click on next, answer some questions, step-by-step, question by question, until you get to the end, and you can either have this be a little customizable pop-up or redirect to an entire page altogether. Let's start first with the form builder. You come and add a form here. Again, you can either start from scratch or use some of our form templates. Let's say you want to make from a form templates. We've got dozens of these templates you can choose from to start with, but let's just make one from scratch to show you how these are built. Forms are very simple in nature. You can make these as pretty or as simple as you like. I tend to err on the simple side for a lot of reasons. It also helps with conversions, but you can see here on the left-hand side, we've got a whole bunch of fields we can put in. I can ask for phone number, an email, first name, birth dates, country, address, city, state, zip code. You can add checkbox options. You can add multi drop-down options right here. You can add a single drop-down option. You can add radio button options. You can add text to your forms. You want to put in specific words right here. You can add HTML code. You can add a reCAPTCHA here at the bottom. You can add images. You can add file uploads if you want to have people upload PDFs, images, etc. That's possible. You can even have them sign something directly in the form itself. You've got date pickers, and then you've got custom fields here. This is where you can ask any and all types of questions that you want. When you click add here, you again choose if you want it to be a text box list, a multi-line, single line, number, phone, a monetary amounts, drop down, radio select, date pickers, checkboxes, file uploads, and more. And you can ask whatever question you want. Those are pretty much every single format you would need to gather information. And then all the information that somebody fills out on this form is saved automatically to our CRM side. You can make some things required and other things optional. You can also hide things on the form itself. You can fully customize the buttons here, change the colors, the size, the fonts, where it redirects to. And then here you've got conditional logic. This is where things get really snazzy. Platforms like Jotform allow you to do a lot of this stuff here. Let's say, for example, you've got this 4-option question right here of which plan are you currently on. With this logic, what it allows you to do is, let's say that I want it to redirect to a URL as soon as somebody selects the $147 per month plan. If they select that option, I can say, I want you to take them to this page right here. Or right when they select that specific plan, you can also have a custom message pop up and say, I love you so much, right? A custom message that pops up. You could also disqualify that lead immediately and say, look, if you answer this, like this is an immediate disqualification, you're not a good fit for what we have to do here. Or you can also show or hide specific things based on whether or not they select that option. So if they said they're on the $97 per month plan, I can say, cool, if they selected that, I want you to then show another question here on the form, which is super cool. This moves us perfectly into surveys, which have the same exact build out process as the forms do. The only difference here is in slides. Like I showed you previously, it goes one by one, asking question by question. Again, same thing here. You can add logic on these. So if they select, let's say this third option here, you can say, I want them to go directly to slide number 8, right? I want them to skip everything else here, just go to slide 8 if they selected that specific thing in their form. Last thing here on forms and surveys, if you come into submissions here, you can select every single one of your forms that you have and see every single contact that came through, what all their answers were on that survey or form. You can change that by the date range here. Likewise, you can come into the analyze button and you can see the total opt-ins across all of your forms or select very specific forms as well, allowing you to track the conversion rates, the total submissions, and so much more on specific forms and surveys. Last feature here to mention with forms and surveys is you can also embed any of these forms and surveys on a third-party software if you want. We do in fact replace any and all softwares out there. Some of you though want to take, let's say, a form that you built from C360 and embed that onto your website that's hosted on WordPress, for example. Again, I don't recommend doing that, but you can. We give you the option. You can come in here to one of your forms, click on integrates, click on copy embed code, and check it out. You've got this nasty, ugly looking code here that you can paste wherever your heart desires on any software out there. You can also change on these form submissions here. You can change how this form pops up on your website. If it's just an inline form, maybe you want it to be a pop-up form, It could be a polite slide-in on the right or left side, or it could be a sticky sidebar form. You've got that customizability with forms and surveys as well. So that is feature number 8, forms and surveys. This replaces softwares like Jotform and Wufoo Forms. There's a couple of other form and survey building softwares out there, but those are the 2 most popular. Those on average are going to cost you about $25 a month if you buy those separately. And again, we replace those entirely. Alrighty, moving on here to feature number 9, we have opportunities and lead managements. What this feature entails is Kanban style board managements, customizable sales pipelines, lead and opportunity tracking, detailed note adding for each of your leads, automated follow-ups and reminders, task managements, unlimited admins and users, customizable fields and deal properties, forecasting and conversion rates, and team collaboration. Let's jump in here to the opportunities feature inside of CE360. Now, I put this at feature number 9 because this is almost exclusively used if you have a sales team of some sort. Our main use case for this opportunities and pipeline dashboard is when you want to view all of your leads from left to right on this Kanban board style right here, and you want your sales reps to reach out to these people. Most of the time, you're going to be calling them, texting them, or emailing them in some shape or form, but this is a visual way to have all of your leads and different categories and pipelines that they're in. This, for example, are all the leads coming from one of our ads. We're grabbing their phone number, their email, etc. Then all of my sales reps can come in here from left to right and drag these leads into these different categories here. If they called them and it wasn't an answer, the second call, the third call, etc. If they answered, if they replied to us, if we made a website for them, the follow-up, these are these specific stages that I made from my specific use case and my funnel. You're all going to have different types of funnels and different steps that you want your reps to take, or different steps that your leads go through. That's fine. That's what's called a pipeline. You can make a new pipeline here and you can add as many stages as you want. Let's say you want the first step to be called cold lead. The next one's going to be a warm lead. The next time is going to say booked call. And let's say there's a follow-up here, and then they purchase at the very end. You can add and customize whatever you want here. You've got a funnel chart and a pie chart, and those charts you can add in your dashboard here to give you a lot of cool visibility into your leads in the pipeline from a 1,000-foot view. Every single one of these opportunity cards has all the leads information here, their phone number, their email, their name, all the notes that were taken, all the actions that were taken. You can, of course, assign all these leads to specific sales reps. There is a ton you can do here in opportunities. I'm not going to spend a ton of time on it because it's not the most used feature in the world as a course creator or coach. Once you start building a sales team and you have sales reps, this becomes very important, and you can learn more about it by either joining a free trial or booking a demo call with us. This one feature again replaces softwares like Salesforce, HubSpot, Pipedrive, Zoho, Keep, and many more. The recurring theme with all of those softwares, by the way, is that they charge you per user. So every single seat that you fill in your software is going to charge you more, anywhere from $20 to $30 per seat. So if you've got 10 people on your team, that's anywhere from $200 a month to $300 a month just for the pipeline management feature that, again, is all included in our software. But folks, that moves us into the 10th and final feature. Again, there are even more features than this. These are just the top 10 that I think you are going to care about as a course creator, that I care about after selling over $25 million in online courses, coaching programs, and other digital products. And that 10th feature is contracts and payment management. Alrighty, diving in here to the payments tab. If you come up to documents and contracts and you come up to make a new template, just like you're gonna find on DocuSign or PandaDoc, you've got a wonderful drag and drop contract builder. I come in here, add my image, let's add my logo, and then of course you've got your text. This is what most contracts are gonna make up. Put all of your legal jargon in there. I use my contracts for my employees here at our company. I also use it for anybody that we coach inside if we're doing high ticket sales. Very important to have some agreements there where applicable. And then of course here at the bottom, this is where you're going to add whoever's receiving the contract. They're going to sign right there, add the dates. You can add all these different fields on the left hand side here. If you want to also add a payment setting, you can add a payment where they actually pay for this along with signing the contract as a whole. And the rest is very simple. I'm going to click on use template, and this allows me to select who the recipient is, who's going to be signing the contract. You can set a signing order. I'll send this to myself. Once you have that saved, you can either send this directly to their email, or you can just send them a link. You generate the link, you copy the link, you send it over to that person. Here's what it looks like when someone starts signing it. They click on start filling out, they scroll down. I'm going to sign this right here. I'm going to put in the dates, click on finish. And once your contracts are all signed and completed, you can see where those contracts are. If they're waiting for other people to sign, all the contracts that have been completed right here, and any payments that you've received. This again is going to replace softwares like PandaDoc, DocuSign, and many more, with the average cost of those alone being about $47 a month. And ladies and gentlemen, course creators one and all, those are the top 10 features to Course Creator 360. Those are again just the toolbox. That is the hammers, the drill bits, the things that you need to actually build the course. However, we also have some additional perks that go along with this big, massive box of tools here. First, we give you 24/7 chat support. We average 98% satisfaction rates and 60-second reply rates on average. I cannot understate how crucial tech support is. It doesn't matter if the software you're using is limited in features and is very simple, or if it's got a lot more features and capabilities like ours does. Either way, you gotta have tech support, and we have some of the best in the game. Take a look at our Trustpilot account, and it is just riddled with hundreds of people who rave about the support they're getting in our software. Second, we give you bi-weekly coaching calls. These are calls with myself where I hop on and I give you strategy. I give you marketing tactics, content creation tactics, how to build and scale a team, how to run paid ads, how to copyright better, how to succeed in email marketing, how to price and structure your offers to succeed online. These are an hour-and-a-half calls where I give you 30 minutes of training followed by an hour of Q&A session, and we also go over all the brand new features to the software. We give you a private community. I showed you what ours looks like. You get to be with thousands of other course creators, many of which are making 6, 7, some of them 8 figures. You get to learn from them, communicate with them, and rub shoulders with some of the best in the world. We give you AI tools. These aren't just generic, fluffy, kind of like, oh, that's kind of good, kind of sucky. These are incredible AI tools that will make you entire funnels, copyright the whole thing start to finish, generate for you a market research reports, help you to gauge the demand of your course, your products, go find competitors. We scrape over 200 websites to figure out, is your idea even worth pursuing in the first place? And if so, it lays out a plan and a path for you to succeed. We have AI tools that will make you entire curriculums for your course, to lay everything out for you, and much more coming. We give you a 90-minute bootcamp to learn the entire software in less than 14 videos and in less than an hour and a half of your time to just hit the ground running. And then of course, dozens of extra material if you want to go through it and go deeper into the software. We give you so much course content and education that teaches you how to actually make money with courses, not just the tech side. That is only 1/3 of the equation is the tools. The other 2/3 is how to market yourself, how to price things, how to create content, how to advertise, how to send emails. How would you actually make money from this thing? That's what matters, and this is the biggest thing missing from other software platforms. These softwares are made by these people who've never really sold courses in the first place, nor do they actually equip you with the right education and the strategy, the blueprint to sell things online. We do. We give you templates for everything, all of our resources to help you hit the ground running, to get the results you want as a course creator in 1/10 of the time it would take you normally. And then lastly, we give you done-for-you build-outs that you can request at any time for an extra fee. If you want to just pay somebody to build something in our software, be it a funnel, to migrate you off of a course platform, to help you build some automations, you can pay for that service. That is extremely reasonable, that we find on average is about 10 times cheaper than what you're going to find on something like Kajabi. That's it for Course Creator 360. There's a lot to get into. This is why we offer you a 30-day free trial. I don't want your money until you are for sure sold on this. I take on the risk. I actually lose money when you join a free trial because you're coming in, you're using stuff, you're hopping on those calls, you're taking advantage of my supports. That's a risk that I take in order to prove to you the value you're going to get inside of CAC 360. It truly is the 360-degree view of everything you need, not just the tools, not just the education, not just the support and coaching. It is the true all-in-one platform and subscription to give you everything you need. And if a free trial seems too risky to you, and some of you are in that boat, that's also why we offer you a demo call. You can book that below, jump on a call with our team, ask your questions. We'd be happy to help you out. That's it for this video. Hopefully this answers your questions about what's involved and what's included in our software, and to show you you're getting the best bang for your buck. If you want to see full comparisons of our software to other platforms like Go High Level, Kajabi, ClickFunnels, Samcart, School.com, and many more, I'll include some links below this video as well. But you can also watch this video next, which shows you over 30 platforms that I've used in the last 10 years of selling online courses. I've used them all. I do much more in-depth price comparisons and feature comparisons. Go check it out, and we'll see you guys later.